Hello and welcome! How are you doing? Question: is fat essential and important in our diet? What do you think? My parents recently gave me an article in their paper about the big fat lies about Britain's obesity epidemic, and what I find interesting is that exactly on time, when you're ready, you will obviously find through your visual or maybe your feeling side or your auditory those things that somebody may have taught you or reminded you about health. And that's always happening with people that I kind of bump into, we're obviously meant to meet, and it just like a seed, it starts to grow and they start to find then truth in what they read or what they hear. And I mean, what's this? 60% cholesterol. So what do you think your diet is required to have? I mean, I wouldn't say 60% cholesterol, but you're certainly required to eat essential fats, and there are many different types of fats, of which I've given YouTubes on these about mono, poly and saturated. Obviously the trans fat is a no-no. But when you think about it, the Food Standards Agency, which is located in the UK, and the Foods and Drug Administration in the US, they don't give a shit about your health, people. Wake up. It's about corporations. I'll give you some stats. A couple of years ago, it cost 240 billion in the weight loss industry. That's dollars in the US. Let me ask you a question. How much do you think it costs just to buy foods in the USA a couple of years ago? $130 billion was spent on food. It's a no-brainer. Almost double on the fat loss industry. So how much money do you think Uncle Sam makes out of it? So your health isn't important, except to you, assuming that you want to improve your quality of life. And quite simply you can do that by realising that eating that food pyramid at the bottom base, which talks about starches like bread, pasta, cereals, potato, if you include those in your diet for each meal, I will guarantee you, you will certainly put on weight, you will start to have mood problems, you'll start to have cravings, and guess what? Further down the line, you'll become sick and ill. So trust me, I'm not a doctor. You are required to up your fat and protein. Now for me, I have about between 60 and 70% of my diet is fat and protein. I don't measure it, I don't count calories. It's not about counting calories. In fact, counting calories doesn't work because there are many other factors involved as well as burning calories. So you might say, well, it's energy in, energy out. It's not quite like that. So think about it on your meal. Like for breakfast this morning, I have things like wild Alaskan salmon, I have steak, eggs used to be on my menu, but they don't agree with me, so they're off now. Maybe later on my body might like eggs, but at the moment they don't. I'll have meat from the night before, chicken, anything like that, and that's a great meal for me to start my day. Now that might not be right for you. Maybe you require to have some, say, porridge, but you are required to find the right proportions of fats, carbohydrates and protein on each meal. If you do not get the right ratio, assuming that you're eating locally grown or organic food, then I will guarantee you, you will start to have a craving. Don't ignore it. And then you'll reach for a chocolate bar, or you'll reach for some bread, or you'll have some cereal. Please, take control of your health. That will not serve you. So, fat is important. And in this article, which I found very interesting about, you know, the government and everything else, they're only interested in the money. Your health isn't important to them, unless of course it's costing them more. I mean, think about it. We sell cigarettes. We know what cigarettes do to us, but they make more money from taxing it than they do from the disease management system or our NHS, from people who then have problems with it, you know, from coronary heart disease all the way through to cancers and that. It's all about finding balance. But if you want to take control of your health, then please find the foods that are right for you. Do your metabolic typing if you want to know exactly what they are, or find something that works for you. But if you are not satiated for between 3 or 4 hours after you've had a meal, then there wasn't enough fat and protein in it. I'll probably guarantee that. So find what's right for you. But don't believe anything that you read in the newspapers. But I find it very interesting what they promulgate to us. But low fat, diet, low calorie, that's not what the body wants at all. It is essential that you get all those fats in. Saturated fat is good for you. Polyunsaturated fatty acids are not good for you unless they were processed correctly, because they can't stand temperature. They're not stable. They become rancid and fetid and carcinogenic. So please seek to understand from somebody who is healthy, who teaches health, how to be that way if you want to. Enjoy your day and please eat more fat and protein. My love to you all. Bye for now.